recently I beat the EnderDragon for the first time. But how? In this video we look at my experience with defeating the EnderDragon for the first time. So the main reason I haven't actually been able to get to the end for a while, I think, is mainly to do with not being able to find a nether fortress, because they are hard to find. So I ended up just using chunk base after a while. I just got bored of it. So I used chunk base to find a nether fortress, got blaze rods, died a couple of times to wither skeletons, but yeah, it was pretty easy after you found one. So yeah, that's mainly the reason why I haven't been able to get to the end. So as you can see from this clip here, I am now in the end, and the main way I did this was by watching and re-watching one of iCraftMC's videos called Survival World, New World to Elytra, and that was basically my aim, to get like Elytra and to beat the game. So yeah, that's how I'm here in the end, in this clip. So yeah, for the actual dragon fight, I think the dragon was pretty easy. You just gotta dodge most of its fire breath. Although I did die to that once, as you'll see later in the clip. But I think the Endermen were the main problem. Like, you're trying to shoot the dragon, you accidentally look at one of them, you have to go under your 2-block high space, wait there for 5 minutes while you kill it, and then you have to go out again and you get like a 10-second gap before you look at another Enderman. However, I did find a tactic later on where I build up onto one of the pillars and like build a platform up there so they can't reach me, and yeah, that made things easier. So now it's time to talk about the crystals. So with the crystals, I found that the easiest thing to do was to just kind of get your bow out, charge it, make sure you hit the shot, like just you can spend a bit of time lining it up, just shoot the crystals, and with the boxed in ones you just have to like bridge out a couple blocks away from it and then punch it to blow it up, and then you won't fall off because the blocks stop you from being punched off properly. So yeah, that was how I managed to get the crystals. And this part just goes to show like how annoying the Endermen are when they're attacking you, because it's just like I completely underestimated them. I just thought there'd be a bit, and there'd just be like 1 or 2 incidents with Endermen, but there were like 15 where I just looked them in the eyes. So yeah, I reckon either a carved pumpkin or doing the building up on one of the pillars I told you about earlier. And here's what I was talking about earlier. So when you arrive at the top of the pillar, if you just build out a bit and then blow it up, then as you can see, it just doesn't do anything to you. So that's a very useful thing when fighting the EnderDragon, is if there's in bars, then you can just build out a couple blocks and then you won't get pushed off. And here it is. Here's the clip of me dying. So basically the way I died was that I didn't know the dragon was using its fire breath. I thought Endermen were attacking me and I realised too late. So that's something to watch out for. If the dragon does its roar thing, then you've basically just got to move away. So I was trying to attack it like in the head, like I'd seen Java players do, but on Bedrock it seems to use its fire breath a lot more. So you have to like hit the side of its body instead. And yeah, eventually I did beat the EnderDragon. It was a pretty cool experience, but I do have a few tips if you're planning to do it yourself. Tip number 1 is build yourself a 2-block high platform on the sides of one of the pillars, so that way if you look at any Enderman, then it will be easy to kill them, because they can't hit you but you can. Tip number 2 is don't underestimate the Endermen, because they are quite strong and they will try to kill you. Tip number 3 is when you're fighting the dragon, if you want to hit it with your sword when it's perching, what you need to do is instead of going for its head like its weak spot, it doesn't actually matter that much. So go to the side so it can't hit you with its dragon breath, and then jump up and down while hitting it, and then it should get defeated pretty quickly. So that's all my tips for defeating the EnderDragon for the first time, and hopefully getting Elytra. So if you're doing it, then good luck. And also, one last thing, if you're in Bedrock Edition, the dragon is not going to throw you into the air. Now that's definitely, I mean it could, I'm not sure, but it didn't do it to me at any point. So I think that's just in Java. But yeah, see you next time.